Hello, Crushed Up fans. So this week I have a little longer update than usual for our weekly updates. I'm going to talk about what we've done in the past week as well as what we're hoping to deliver really soon, what's on the horizon. Alright, so first thing you'll notice is that we have two new scenes available. We have the Flak Challenge and the Deck Gun Challenge. I'll jump into those in the latter half of the video, but for now I'd like to jump into the museum to talk about what changes have occurred there. So the first thing you might notice is that our museum has been slightly expanded. We have a few new models, and for those of you who are patrons or Steam supporters will know what this is all about. The first one is a Beaver Submarine. We are working really hard to make this a playable vehicle that you could take out and play with in one of the challenge scenes like we have made available for the flak gun and the deck gun. The idea behind making these items available is that we have opened up a new developer DLC program. We are taking our high accuracy simulation subsystems and we're making them available for developers that want to build high fidelity vehicles, World War II vehicles, that will live inside of our MMO simulation engine. And in order to test that out, we'd like to put together a few vehicles to exemplify how a developer should create everything. So this submarine will be working really soon, and you'll be able to take it out for a spin in one of the challenge scenes. The next highly detailed model you'll see is a BR-52 Class Locomotive. The concept is the same. Like I mentioned in previous videos, we want to have a full and rich World War II sandbox, land, air, and sea units. One of the key components of World War II was the complex logistics. This locomotive will be used to deliver steel to the boat yards. You could also deliver goods with it. Eventually, you'll be able to bring it into port, use a crane to load a merchant, and then sail with the merchant across the seas. This does indeed mean that we are going to have both Axis and ally units in the very long term. As we always say, no promises. Our visions are grand, but we'd rather shoot for the stars and land on the moon. We've also fixed up a lot of the modeling in the museum. We've enhanced some lighting. Still lots of work to be done, but overall the FPS should be higher with these fixes and things should look a little bit cleaner. Inside of the sub, we've cleaned up even more geometry to ensure that we have even better FPS. A lot of the components, such as the beds, are working properly now with the camera tweens. Next, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the MMO world to show what changes we've made to the Italian boat. So now I'm on the Italian boat you've all seen quite a few times, but the changes have occurred inside of the captain's station. You can now sit on the captain's seat to control the boat. It makes for a much more comfortable position. The boat has an ignition switch, so you're able to turn the engine on and off. We have a throttle, so you're able to reverse the boat, and you're able to control the speed of the boat, so in both directions. And we're now also able to control the steering wheel. So you could turn left and turn right, which means that inside of the MMO, a player can control the boat in all directions. Because the boat is running on a dedicated node, like I mentioned, it's actually running whether or not there's anybody in the scene. So if you set the boat, full throttle, and nobody mans the boat, it will eventually hit land. Somebody can also jump in, save the boat, change its course, and let it go for the Americas. The next thing I'd like to show is the Flak Challenge. In the Flak Challenge, you are given 400 anti-aircraft shells. We have two planes that spawn, and your goal is to shoot them down. Once they pass the horizon where you shoot them down, they will respawn, and will do so continuously. We have 4 flak stations, and this is in the MMO, so you and your friends are able to join and have a flak party, which we've already had 1 or 2 of. You can see the amount of shells you have left and your total overall accuracy on the top left of the screen. Just man a flak gun and do your best to get some damage on the bombers. These are the Sunderland Mk3s. Remember, shooting a flak gun was not easy. You had to lead the plane. All of our projectiles have accurate trajectory, accurate velocity and physics, so they do fall off at an accurate rate. You can see I got a few hits on the bombers, but it is very, very difficult to hit them. When you add in the instability of a moving U-boat, you could see why being attacked by a bomber was such a big threat to the U-boats. Usually a close encounter with an aircraft did not go well for everybody. Very similar to the flak gun challenge, you get 20 shells, and your goal is to hit a moving target. We have a T2 tanker that is out about 600 meters. It does have a few waypoints and goes out to about 1.2 kilometers. What I'd like to do is to take an opportunity to talk about what we've done for this UZO. This applies to the U-boat as well. You're now able to interact with the UZO and move it around. Soon we will have the proper overlays that you'd expect to see. For now, you just go ahead and you turn to UZO, you find your target. This is also a networked scene, so you're able to have 2 others or 1 other man a deck gun with you. Currently the interactions are not accurate. We're working on making these accurate. The idea is you could jump on a deck gun for now. You're able to shoot at the tanker. Or try to at least. The boat is much closer, so this is a much easier proposition for me here. 100% hit so far. For now, we hope that you enjoy playing with these to keep you occupied while we continue expanding all of these systems, including adding all of the different functions of the gun to realistically simulate how it worked. Our hope is that eventually a few people can work together on operating the gun. In easy mode, we will have a simplified implementation like you see here, where a single person can man the gun and fire it. But in difficult mode, we hope that you'll be able to have multiple people operate the gun at once. We're back in the sandbox scene. And one of the items that's coming up next that we're almost finished with is the UZO stand. As I mentioned in my lengthier video, we are rebuilding all of these components 1 by 1 to match the quality and fidelity and accuracy of the UZO binoculars you see here. So soon, we're going to have the UZO stand completely remodeled and functioning. And then 1 by 1, you'll see all of these different components slowly come to life with the fidelity that you'd come to expect from crush depth. Finally, inside of our radio room, we're going to have another addition. We are going to actually have the transmitter ready to go and modeled for you guys. It won't be fully functioning just yet, but the high quality model will be ready to go. Here is what the transmitter will look like from a model perspective. This is a photo of the real transmitter. And that is a photo of our transmitter. The texturing is almost complete, and we hope that we're going to have it in game for the next Thursday update. Once again, just a reminder that if you like what you see here and you'd like to support our project, the tech demo is available on Steam. If you purchase it right now, you will get the full license copy of the final game when it's out. If you choose to support us via Patreon, you will get access to the game as well. The Patreon subscription starts at $5 a month. And once you reach the equivalent of what the game costs on Steam, you'll be converted to a full Steam license as well. So you have two ways to help fund the project moving forward. Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this update. Stay tuned.